wake up and the first thing I see on the news is ABC, misinformation, and urgent crisis. I'm about to show you the video. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, this really seems familiar. And I realized that I saw this exact clip, just about exact, in event-201 3 years ago. Now, I've been non-stop talking about event-201 because this is where the Johns Hopkins University, Bill Gates, the CDC director of China, and World Health Organization, all of these global officials came together and said, what happens if in the next couple years a coronavirus outbreak from Wuhan, China happens? How will we use this to control people? How will we force vaccinations on people even if they're not safe? How will we control the spread of misinformation? So I'm about to show you a clip from event-201 and then the news clip I saw this morning. So I wake up. So first I'm going to show you the clip from event-201, and I highly suggest everybody go watch this, the full event-201 pandemic simulation, because it will chill you to the bone once you realize that every aspect of this COVID-19 pandemic has been planned by the global elite.
Countries are reacting in different ways as to how best to manage the overwhelming amounts of and misinformation circulating over the internet. In some cases, limited internet shutdowns are being implemented to quell panic.
How much control of information should there be, and by whom? And how can false information be effectively challenged? And what if that false information is coming from companies or from governments?
I think it's very important that we make sure that there is concise communication with all healthcare facilities where these patients are being treated.
So first,
the social media platforms have to step forward and recognize the moment to assert that they're a technology platform and not a broadcaster is over. They in fact have to be a participant in broadcasting accurate information.
Sound familiar?
And partnering with the scientific and health communities to counterweight, if not flood the zone of accurate information, because to try to put the genie back in the bottle of the misinformation and disinformation is nigh impossible.
One thing we haven't spoken about, and I'm wondering whether it's time to talk about this, is a step up from the part of the governments on enforcement actions against fake news.
I personally do not believe that trying to shut things down in terms of information is either practical or desirable. And we do have, I think, a couple of strategies that are available to us, one of which is the flood strategy, second of which is relying and informing and equipping trusted sources of information.
And now we go to the real world, or as I like to call it, the bizarro world, and what I watched this morning.
Troubling new headlines on the coronavirus here in the U.S. New cases heading in the wrong direction at an alarming rate. Cases now on the rise in at least 45 states. The Delta variant, of course, driving much of this. Moments ago in California, in L.A. County, where cases and hospitalizations are rising significantly, they have just revealed they will reimpose the mask mandate indoors even if you're vaccinated. And the dire warning just today from the nation's Surgeon General about what he called the urgent threat of health misinformation, myths, and untruths about the vaccines. He says putting American lives at risk. The Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, saying false information on social media and elsewhere is sowing mistrust about vaccines, slowing down the rate of vaccinations. And in places where there are high numbers of unvaccinated, we are seeing cases spike.
And now we go. Now don't forget, guys, when they say misinformation and disinformation, it doesn't mean false information. It means it's not what they want you to know. It's not what the government is pushing. You're misinforming people of what the government wants you to hear, which is very strange because I'll take direct quotes, I'll take direct statistics from the NIH, the National Institute of Health, the CDC, the World Health Organization. I'll take their statistics, but that's misinformation. It's not false, but that's not what Fauci wants people to hear. Fauci wants people to hear that 2-year-olds should be wearing masks, and you shouldn't be able to leave your house ever again. So now I've shown you a small portion of event-201, and I hope some of you have gained some interest and go watch it yourself and share this information with as many people as you can before it's too late. God bless.